What it is, your boy Dro here, coming at y'all live direct from the battle booth. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. I'm doing this for you guys. And it's crazy because in YouTube, it's like most of the people that view your content are not even subscribed, but they'll always come back and watch. That doesn't make any sense. It's free to subscribe, folks. If you could just hit a like, subscribe, whatever you got, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, let's get straight to it, man. Goodz versus Geechi Gotti, right? Just went down Saturday. Salute, Caffeine, Smack, URL, Volume 6. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it 100. It was a good battle. You know, like I personally had Geechi Gotti winning before and after the battle. You know what I mean? Even though I'm not too fond of Goodz, I can admit that, you know, he put up a good fight. He did a good job. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I can see how it's debatable for you know, a lot of people. Personally, I'm going to wait till the battle drops so that I can do a bar breakdown explaining exactly why I feel like, you know, Geechi Gotti won this battle. There was just a big difference between the content, you know what I mean? Like the things that he was talking about, bars, haymakers, you know, just punchlines. Like he had a lot of that. He had a lot of that. Very creative, you know what I mean? Also, the fact that throughout the battle, you know, what Goodz was talking about is cool. You know what I'm saying? Like money, you know, is cool and things like that. But when you start to talk about, like, you know, flipping homes and, you know, owning property and owning businesses and things like this, and then Geechi tells you that you live in an apartment, and then you tell him it's a condo, and that's your response to that, that's crazy to me. That's personally a big reason, you know, that a big reason as to why Geechi won. Not because that's what was said, but because that goes to show that, you know, you have to practice what you preach. Like you have to practice what you preach. Like you can't talk about, you know, owning a home if you don't have a home. You know what I mean? Like a house. Like, and it's, to be specific, a condo. You know, there's differences. Like you can't be stretching the truth. You know what I mean? Like, so it just really showed. It was really telling. I was like, oh man, and then the whole haymaker thing, you know what I mean? It's like, we're not even going to get into those specifics. Like, so, you know, the battle was very debatable. So I can see why and how everybody would be talking about it. You know what I mean? As we should. It is what it is, as we should. I personally got Geechi Gotti winning, like I said. But I'm going to wait till the battle drops to do a bar breakdown, you know what I'm saying? To explain why it is I got Geechi Gotti winning. But the thing is, right? There's something very, very, very interesting and important that happened in this battle that I feel like is not getting the attention that it deserves, right? You know what it was? It was the very first thing that happened in the battle. Geechi Gotti started the battle. The very first thing that happened in this battle, and everybody's ignoring it. Nobody in the URL is even talking about it. But it was one of the most interesting things that happened and that Geechi Gotti talked about in the battle. You guys know what it is? Huh? I'll wait. What's the first thing that Geechi Gotti talked about when he started rapping? He talked about the URL blocking battles with Math Hoffa is what he talked about. He talked about Goodz and the URL ducking Math Hoffa. This is the first thing that came out of Geechi Gotti's mouth. Now, does that mean anything to anybody? I mean, Mav talks about this type of shit all the time because it's the fact. It's the reality of things. Like, people don't understand the reality and the business of this shit. But Mav talks about it. People talk about this type of shit all the time. The URL blocking battles, the URL blackballing people, the shady business. But for some reason, It's crazy, though. A lot of people like to say, oh, nah, he's crazy. Math is crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's just nobody wants to battle him. Nobody wants to battle him. He can't get booked at the URL. He can't get booked at the URL. Right? That's what people be saying. That's what everybody be saying. All these little URL bandwagon fans, right? Whose favorite rappers are Sue Surf and Tay Rock, right? All you motherfuckers like to talk about, oh, he's just crazy. He's just mad because he can't get a battle at the URL. Cry him a river. That's what be happening. and I find it fascinating because it's like, I can see when somebody's crazy. I can tell when somebody's crazy. I know, like, I can, you know what I'm saying? I'm a good reader of people, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I can see shit like, bro, it's just that people don't understand. People don't understand. People just don't understand, or just can't fathom how this shit works. They can't fathom, because people still see URL as like the URL, like Smack and Beasley. And how could they be such, you know, shady people? Like, how could the business be so shady? It's Smack. It's URL. Like, you know? But nah. No. We've been beyond that point, man. Like that. We've been past that point. You know what I mean? Like, we're not there. We're not there. We've been not there too. Like, it's crazy. This ain't nothing new. But why are we ignoring that, though? Why is nobody talking about that? You know what I'm saying? Like, how come nobody's talking about the fact that that's the first thing? So is Geechi Gotti crazy now, too? Geechi Gotti must be crazy now. He's another crazy motherfucker now, too, huh? The reason Math can't get booked in the URL, as people like to say, can't get booked at the URL, but actually, the actual way to say that is the reason Math doesn't battle at the URL is for a bunch of reasons, and Geechi addressed one of those reasons. Geechi addresses one of those reasons and just really confirms what it is that Math be talking about and people be saying about the URL. So pretty much the reason is that the URL obviously is blackballing Math. You know what I'm saying? As far as, like, they're going to make sure that he's not on their platform, right? By any means. Whether it be for personal reasons behind the scenes, and whether it be because they don't want to see Math obviously succeed because of personal reasons and all this shit. It gets very blurry behind the scenes, whatever, right? But also they're going to make sure, or they're going to try to make sure that their battlers don't battle Math either. So that's what they're going to, that's why Math doesn't battle on the URL. Because that's, first of all, Math doesn't want to battle on the URL because of these things, obviously. And he would only battle there if they gave him like $1 million, because that's what he's worth, because he's worth a lot. I'm not saying he's worth $1 million, but I'm saying unless they give him a bunch of money, because that's what he's worth. He's worth more than every single battle rapper that battles for URL. Like, whether you want to believe it or not, that's okay. And I'm not here to debate that or not. I'm just saying that's the case. I know this. I know the business aspect of what's going on. So that's why I'm saying what I'm saying. Math Hoffa alone will bring an extreme amount of traffic and views to that URL and caffeine platform. Whether it be negative views, positive views, he'll bring views. He'll bring the attention. He'll bring his worth and value there. So he's not going to battle there unless they give him what he's worth, right? But then on top of that, he doesn't want to battle there because it's like, yo, the URL's shady as shit. They're shady as fuck. The reason Math doesn't battle for the URL are those reasons, and the same reason Hollow the Dawn is currently not battling for the URL. They're not trying to give the man his worth. It's the same reason Murder Mook doesn't battle for the URL. He only battles like once every fucking decade. Because they ain't trying to give the man his worth. Like, people don't understand these things, dog. Like, so we're ignoring probably what I feel is one of the more important things that Geechi Gotti addressed in the battle, bro, which is exposing the dirtiness, again, that goes on, the shady shit that goes on. Math Hoffa's already talked about the fact that there's been a Geechi Gotti contract a while ago. The battle just hasn't gone down. Why? Because the URL doesn't want to give Math Hoffa any shine, bro. They're not going to want to. They did that so that he doesn't battle Geechi Gotti anywhere else, pretty much. And if they do, it's kind of like a breach of contract. Like, these are the games that are played. These are the types of games that are being played. So when people don't think the URL is capable of this type of thing, or the people can't understand that the URL, they can't fathom that the URL can do this. Like, why? Like, bro, it's way beyond us and what we think and what, no, it's all about the dollar, bro. It's all about greed, power, control. That's what it's all about now. You know what I mean? So again, Geechi Gotti, first thing he addresses in this battle is the fact that, and this is funny because, again, I thought it was brilliant because that's one of the most recent controversial things that happened, was that interview with Goodz and Math Hoffa, and the fact that that battle was supposed to go down, but Goodz ended up doing some shady shit behind the scenes with URL, which was using Math Hoffa as leverage and RBE as leverage, right? To get more money from URL, which is smart. That's brilliant. Bravo. That's very, very smart, bro. There's nothing wrong with that. Great. That was a dope, very smart business move. Very, very smart to do that. But let's not sit here and deny that that's what happened, right? Let's not sit here and act like that's not what happened. Let's not sit here and act like Math Hoffa, right? The name Math Hoffa and the potential battle on RBE, another platform, was the reason that you got paid more to battle Geechi Gotti, bro. Let's not act like shit like that is the reason that didn't happen. People need to understand, bro. Like, start to put two and two together. Like, everything just really ties together very clearly. Once you understand the shit that happens behind the scenes, everything comes together clear as shit. Like, very, very clear. Like, it's like, oh, damn, this has been happening. Like, the whole, okay, shit. This makes a lot of sense. You know? So it's like, yo, let's not ignore that, bro. That's also part of why I gave Geechi Gotti that. Yo, Geechi Gotti touched on a bunch of things, bro, that were real shit, that was real. That were real things to touch on. Like, not no jokes, not no, you know,